Sorry, I was
Good evening.
got into like customer service call and it is awful.
Oh,
Okay, all right. So what you guys did on the assignment? Anything you want to
uh,
share quickly?
yeah, actually, Shahzad,
Mm-hmm.
that's how you pronounce your name, right?
Yep,
Shahzad?
right, right.
Okay, right now, I mean, I had a little emergency where I had to step out of the house. So
Okay.
I'm attending this course on the phone right now. And I didn't get to create a PowerPoint and stuff like that. Like I just made like notes
Mm-hmm.
and I was gonna scan it through it and present it. But I think it's not gonna happen till like 6:30, 6:40 because I won't be home. My
Okay,
mom had a
all right.
little health complications where I had to,
No
run
worries.
out.
No worries. So just you can explain like what you
Yeah, I mean, I can present it
yeah,
what I
right.
thought over it.
Okay, yeah, that will do.
Yeah.
So who wanna go head first?
Uh, doesn't matter. You want me to go?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So I'll go. As you said, like think over something like how you gave an example of like a Best Buy. So think over something about like physical, and the virtual, like the difference between that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I came over with like I didn't want to like do a store, because we already did a Best Buy. So I did over something car like something like a car dealership.
Okay.
How they perform virtually and physically now in these days.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So in like yeah, as a physical, like I'm gonna just I set up an example, just not to make a profit virtually, but like how to save time. You know how a couple years back, when you wanted to test drive the car, you had to personally present it to yourself over there, and the guy will come to you, will take your license and insurance card, make a photocopy and everything, make you wait, and everything, and then let you test drive the car. So now, like whatever I figured it out in these days how like this virtual it made it so easy for us. It's like you do it everything online. You go to their website, they ask you for your license and stuff like that. You just scan it, through your phone and everything, and it presented to them right away, right then. So you're not wasting time. You go straight to the dealership, pick up the keys, and you start driving it. So it's like I'm not saying about a profit or anything, but I presenting this as stuff like how like IT is making it like life easier and how it works.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I came with. Another point, like it saves like how they're it's less employees, so they're making more money, having like for us to do more work, which is very easy. If you think about it, sitting home, you're doing everything online. And you getting stuff done where you had to present yourself in a physical form and get there and do everything, on the papers.
Right. Yep. So that is a good example. So basically, like they are now if we will describe that how they are performing their the business in more in a virtual fashion. They are using multiple softwares. Okay,
Yes,
that
yes.
are being built with from different companies. So for the softwares, there are three scenarios. Like one is the company build their own software from scratch.
Okay,
Okay, and that is only big organization does that. And then
okay,
second scenario is that go to the market off the shelf, take a software, and then you have a team who will customize it according to your business needs. Okay, so that is basically the second
okay,
scenario. The third scenario, the company already have software, they want to enhance their existing capabilities of their systems. So that is the third scenario. So that they are kind of universal three scenarios in any type of IT business. Either it will be like a brand new, or it will be
mm-hmm.
just some enhancement in the existing system, or it will
Okay,
be out of box solution, which means like off the shelf software. They are either getting basically subscription off. Okay. And
Okay.
then basically then, going from there. Okay. All
So
right.
basically, like in the like for them to provide their service to us online, they're working with the bigger software companies, which is handled by a lot of people.
Right, 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 right.
Okay.
So,
All right. Okay.
okay. All right. And then, okay. So, okay. So who's gonna go next?
I'll go next. This is Amadou.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Okay. So the assignment was to say like a difference between, for me, the way I understood it, between a virtual store or online store and a physical store, right? Or virtual business and physical business. So I did the same example with a clothing shop. So for me, IT makes things easy. You don't have to always drive all the way to go to a store to maybe shop for dress issue or whatever it is. And also, you just have the options to maybe scan your card and then buy your stuff online. The delivery system, like everything just becomes easier than going into a physical store. So yeah, basically that's just what I did. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Uh, so what's the ease you pointed out? Ease is that is one thing. What if you will think from the business perspective? What
Yeah.
what is the benefit to them?
The benefit to them, I think, the online store gets more sales for me. The benefits for me, the benefits for the shop, like they get more sales and more profit because a lot of people shop online than in person. So it makes the work easier for them, and they had more clients virtually than physically.
Okay, so more business basically. So that is one thing. So can you
Yeah.
compare like that business what they are business versus expenses profit wise where the business is making more profit like on the physical or the virtual?
I think they're making, it depends, but the business I looked up, I believe they are making more profit on the virtual, not the physical. Because let's say a virtual store, some stores, they can have like payment plan. For example, let's go with I can still take the same example, Best Buy. You can
Mhm.
have payment plans with Best Buy, like you just shop whatever you want to shop and then you do payment plan. Whereas when that wasn't existing, you just have to raise your money and buy whatever you want to buy. Now, if they have a lot of people going through doing payment plan instead of just going and just save money and buy some things, they will make much more than what they would do in a physical store for people just coming in and just buy directly without doing a payment plan, for example. So coming up with that one, I believe it goes through the IT section as well. So the idea of payment plan, everything still surround, it still go around the IT section of the whole thing. So for me, a virtual store makes more profit than a physical store in 60% of the aspect.
Okay, all right, that sounds good. And who is next?
Hi everyone, good evening. So with me, I went for an online clothing store too. So the difference I picked out is when you want to do shopping, virtually, you just go ahead and do your stuff, you get your whatever you want, put in the cart, and you check out. But physically, you need to, if there are a lot of queue, you need to go through that route, and not everybody would like going with that so much line. So I think the virtual buying is easier than the physical, because you can get up at any time and you buy whatever you want to do. You don't necessarily need to go to the store. So the virtual makes more profit than the physical.
Okay, that
Actually, can I mention something on it too, or no?
sure.
I feel like, yeah, virtual, like when it comes to stores, like you gave an example yesterday, and I feel like virtual has more quantity. You know, like there's
Yeah.
more stuff that you could look it up. And like when you go in personal, feel like they don't have enough stuff in the store. Basically, customers going in there and they're turning back saying, oh, they don't even have anything. And especially, like you said, the fees that they have to put, like, you know, have the workers stay in the store to keep racking up the shelves and stuff like that. Virtually is very easy because they're going to ship it straight, you know, and they don't have to worry about what are they carrying in the store. Like you know, now in these days, when you go to an actual store in the malls and stuff, you know, they have a one or two things, you know. But when you go on the website, even though you go into the store, they'll tell you, oh, we have it online. We could have that delivered to your house.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, and it saves them a lot of, like, you know, time and, like, you know, money wise too, because, you know, they don't have to, you know, have that many people working in, you know, in the different departments where you could just look it up online and how it works, you know, or like over the phone or like through the app.
Right. And if you have, that is very basically, like, you know, a good example. And if you have observed, like lately, there are even they are very short stop. Like, you know,
Yes.
almost every store they are very short stop, and either they are not hiring or nobody wants to work. But you know, basically not hiring is more make sense, because you know they don't want to basically, like, you know, have to pay more people. They want to just like have the customer to change their behavior and buy online. So if you will make something difficult or miserable, you know, basically a normal process, what is the alternative? You will try to, you know, take the easy route. So they are changing the customer behavior, basically, like, you know, pushing the customers to like go online instead of you know, in store. So that is just like another basically, like, you know, the thing they are you know, doing, changing the customer behavior. So make sense?
Yeah.
So now imagine, like, you know,
Yes.
if they don't want to hire basically people in the physical business, where they are going to hire? They are definitely going to enhance and hire more people in their like the virtual side. And that's what gonna is happening, basically. Like, you know, they're hiring people in their uh, basically virtual shop for the virtual side of the business, but not you know, the physical side, you know. And also cutting down the physical side. If you guys like have observed that we used to have Sears stores, just like Target and, you know, Walmart. There was a one brand, Sears, okay, and they have completely shut down throughout the country. But they're virtually they are selling everything. And now the more basically the model of being like the Amazon and like eBay, not the eBay but Amazon, they are adopting. They are providing their virtual, like you know, platform for people to basically, for businesses to sell over there. Okay, so that is another thing that is you know, going. So let's get back to, so now we got with the first basically day, our objective was to get understanding of the difference between physical and the virtual business, similarities and differences of that, and grabbing the concept, like why the businesses are putting more effort on the virtual business as compared to physical business, and how the physical business is shrinking while the virtual business is basically enhancing. Okay, and this is just for any and every type of business. This, like trend is not just for in the retail industry. It is almost in every industry that is happening, that they are moving things toward more like the virtual side than the physical side. Just give me 1 second. I have a call that I have to take, so apologies. All right. So today we are gonna go to the next step, okay, and gonna discuss that how the work is being done in IT. Okay. So we got the concept of what is IT. Okay. And when we will say IT, it means like, the whole business. It's like, uh, any other job, any other regular business, but it is, the business is virtual business. So both these things are basically kind of, foundation store to build the understanding on top of it. Because most of the people who are, not in IT industry, they just for them IT, they think like a website, they think like that maybe Facebook, or some app, and they're basically like correct. But the only, under with this training, you will be able to understand how the work is being done in IT, and what are the different roles, and then train against those roles. Okay. And you uh, then you would be like, after we are done with roles, you will see like, hey, it is very easy. It's not like kind of hard. It's easier than basically like a physical store job. Okay. and the only the skills that you need, at least high school degree, and then basically communication skills, that you would be able to communicate what you are understanding, you would be able to have a conversation with other, and that's pretty much it that you needed in your basically like skills, and you would be able to perform the job very easily. Okay, so with that said, let's like move to the next. So in IT, how the work is being done. Okay, so let me so in IT, the work is basically being done in a form of the projects. Okay, so project by definition, project is just a piece of work that has some starting point and that has a ending point. Okay, it's not kind of infinite that keep going on. It will start at certain point of time and will have a certain end at certain point of time. Okay, so that piece of work, that is called the project. So in IT, the method of getting the work done, that is through projects. Okay, and each organization have hundreds and thousands of the projects in their basically like pipeline. Okay, so what happens that anytime the business the IT folks, you know the IT side of the business, they have any problem, or they want to solve some issue with the business, or they maybe like want to increase their productivity and grab some opportunity. Okay, so in the physical store, there is like the different way of doing the business development, but in the virtual, because the business process are being done by software, so ultimately they need some enhancement or some new feature in their basically softwares, in their capability, whatever the department they are doing. Then so any problem or opportunity that they grab result in form of a project. Okay, so that but the limitation is that IT can only do a certain number of project at given point of time. They can due to like short resources availability. Okay, so that then what happened that if the business side or the operation side is requesting kind of 100 projects, they might be able to do only like 30. After 6 months, another 130, and but all those projects that are not being done, they will stay there in the pipeline, and every time they will be considered whenever they are business and IT meeting and setting up the priority. Basically, they are prioritizing the work that what IT can do, and based on the business need too. Business and when I say business, you know what I mean. That's like the business operation folks, like who run all the virtual business for the organization. Okay, and there are departments just like any physical business operation. So business operation wise, the physical business and the virtual business, they are kind of being run in the same way. Only the processes and the processes execution is different. Okay, the physical business, that the supply chain is different, their execution, they basically like you go touch and feel and check this and buy the item, and then the store people have to do all that other task related to providing those services. Okay, but in the virtual, they will like you just browse the on the website, see what you like, what is their basically configuration, and what features they have, compares things, and then select one, check out, and as you will check out, order goes to basically fulfillment, payment goes to accounts, and after the the fulfillment have a confirmation from the the accounts, they ship ship out that item to your address, okay, or they ship out to their stores, whatever the option you have basically chosen, okay. So with that said, let's get back to our conversation on the the project. So in IT, the work is being done in form of projects, and project by definition any piece of work which has a starting point and ending point, okay. So broadly, if we will basically divide a project, it has three phases. It's like initiation phase, and then planning, execution, and after that closure or deployment or ending of that project. So these are basically like a kind of three phases of any project, okay. So how the initiation happen, we just discussed. So let's like give me an example. For example, these are the folks who works for basically like uh, like Samsung account for Best Buy. Okay, so this is like electronics, and under the electronics, this team they work with the Samsung. That is basically a vendor and supplier for the Best Buy. Okay, so they are discussing that Black Friday is coming, so they are what deals that they have negotiated with them and what they are offering, and how to basically like grab that opportunity, value wise and sale wise, and analyzing all different data, and then seeing that what would be the right basically amount, and what we can provide. So all that like kind of business discussion they are having, and at the end they have decided, okay, all right, so this would be like kind of the list of the product that we will be putting on our Black Friday deals, and this would be their prices. And then they appoint somebody that, hey, can you like to do that, we need to get basically enhancement in our existing system. So let's like create a IT project and project on that and send it to IT. Okay, so they started this conversation probably like somewhere in July or June, and they decided by August to like have that basically done. So this is basically how the project has been created. So likewise, many other departments and many other people, they creates the project, and then projects goes to IT and the business to discuss that what needed to be done and how they can basically do it according to their capacity. Okay, so one document that is being created when the project is initiated and when the business basically decided that they need to do a project, they create a project request document, or we also call it project charter, okay, or project proposal. So they create that document, and that is basically outcome of that activity, this like initiation discussion. Okay, and in this project document, usually they put like a kind of a problem statement, that what the issues they are having and what the problem they are having. They may put like a stakeholder name, and they put information like what different business segments are being impacted, and what is in scope and what is out of scope. Okay, and some budgetary guideline, and maybe current state and what the future state they want. Okay, so these information they put on this the project charter template, and then send it to basically like IT. Okay, so so problem statement and opportunity statement, like any issue they are having. For example, here we discussed that they were discussing this like Black Friday deals, what they got from the Samsung. So that was their opportunity statement, that this year we got these deals, and last year we have this much sales and this much with these we would get whatever they're like, they put something in intro, put something in the problem statement, and then stakeholders name, they put somebody who would be kind of helping to give them further requirement, and then in scope and out of scope, they will identify that what is in scope for this project. Only those items which is being for that Black Friday deals, that would be in scope. Rest of the things would be out of scope. Means they are not going to change anything other than those items. Okay, so that is what in scope and out of scope mean. And current state, that what is the current state? Currently those items are being maybe that's 500 and that would be displayed with the discount like 430 or something like that. So the current state and the future state, they will like put in there. Okay, and that is basically what they call the project charter. Okay, so any questions so far?
No, I'm with the follow-up. Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, all right. So let's like I'm recapping that what we have basically discussed. Yesterday we discussed between the difference between physical business and virtual business, and similarities and difference, and why what it means when we say IT. It means like a virtual business, or the business that is being run digitally. Okay,
Quick
and
question, please.
sure.
So is the project charter like a roadmap?
Sorry, say it again.
Is a project charter like a roadmap?
Project is a project and the roadmap. Project is basically like covers the roadmap. Roadmap is the part of execution part. So you can say if we will like say the roadmap, it comes under like under the execution. There will be roadmap to execute that project. Okay, so project is kind of you can say a more big picture. Okay, so road map is just a subset for the execution. Okay, all right. So make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So let's like hear that again, that yesterday we discussed the concept of IT, what it means. It means like a virtual business, and what is meaning of virtual business, like any and every business which is run more virtually, or using software, that is a virtual business. Okay, and then in the even the physical business has some like IT that in there. Okay, so all that software that physical business use, that also comes under IT. Okay, because IT build those softwares, and physical business, any physical business use a lot of softwares for inventory, for basically like accounts, for their point of sale and everything. They use a lot of softwares too. So just want to basically help you understand the scope of IT, that even the IT, if we will say like 30% of or 25 to 30% of physical business operations are being done using software, that will not be exaggeration. Okay, so IT not only covers their the virtual business, but it also have a portion of like 25 to 30% operation of the physical business, all software needed, that is being built by IT. Okay, so that was a further enhancement in your understanding that what IT means. So that, and in IT today we started that how the work is being done in IT. So in IT, the work is being done in form of projects. Okay, and projects by definition is like any piece of work which has a starting point and ending point. Means like it will start at certain day and time and will at certain day and time. Okay, so that's why it's like organization have tens and hundreds and thousands of projects in their pipeline, because whenever they need something little bit thing, they just create a project. And you know there are the IT operation folks, or IT business operation folks are continuously like creating more and more projects, okay, to like get what they are what they want. And the ultimate objective of any business, what they want to make more profit, sell more things, or may sell more services or products, and make more profit and more money. Okay, so with that said, they have a lot of projects, and how the projects are being initiated or created within an organization. I've given you an example that these are the IT operation folks. They sit together, they discuss opportunities and problems what they are having, and then based on that, they come to a like request that they need to either resolve their problem and opportunity, and then they create a request document, which we call project charter. And in that document, they state that what's the their problem or opportunity. That is also kind of high level basically like request or the requirement, that it's just sometime very vague until it will be the later on uh, uh, like analyzed. Okay, so they create that document and send that to IT. Okay, and then next, when it goes to IT, that means like the initiation happen, then planning and execution phase that starts. Okay, so in the IT, we will first understand that what is the IT team mean. When we say like the IT team that will work on the project on the IT side, what are their usual components and like usual members of that team. Okay, so in that team, there is usually like a one project manager, PM or project manager. Okay, and then there is a business analyst. Then there are developers, multiple most of the time, and then there are quality assurance analyst. There are also data analyst. If the project is related to some data or data is involved, so there might be a data analyst there. So these would be basically kind of a folks in within the team, within the IT team. Okay, so then there is also leadership, which and some of the resources which are being shared between teams. Okay, so usually these folks work together in one project at a time. Okay, so they take one project, they finish it at a time. So that's why they are like kind of unit in basically uh, to execute that project. Okay, so then there are other resources too, like shared resources, like architect or data architect or enterprise architect, so which help these basically folks. Okay, so with that said, any question that is coming in to your mind?
Nothing so far, but I just want to mention one thing.
Mm-hmm.
So when you said there's a group of people, as an example, you gave us like group of people when they come together and they talk about like what's going on in like what's going on in the store, how can they make a profit and stuff like that, and they like they so basically they plan out something too, right? They sit together, they make a plan, what the requirements and stuff like that, they need to get it done, and then they give it to the IT people.
Right, right. That's totally right.
Okay, so that's completely, and the part you just explained it to us, that's like, the developers, business.
No, that happens before them.
Yeah, that happens before that. And the work is given it to the people, right? Like that developers, project manager and stuff like that.
So the work is handed over to IT. Okay.
IT now, and these are the people that be working.
Right.
The team of the IT now, right?
Right.
Okay, I'm sorry because I was driving. I'm sorry.
No worries.
Yeah.
We will repeat it, multiple times, to explain it so that your concepts are very clear. Okay. So I was just describing the IT team so that you have the idea who are the IT team members. But when the initiation happen and then they create this the project request, before coming to the team, before the work is being assigned to the team, there is like another the IT side and the business side leadership. They sit together and they prioritize the projects basically. Okay.
Yeah, I follow that. I just saw
Right,
two
right,
at the same time. That's why I was listening to it, but I just wanted to make sure now I wasn't sure if I was left behind and we already in the IT team terms, That's what I was thinking.
Right.
All right, yeah, I caught up now.
Awesome. So okay, so when the project request is already put towards the IT, then IT and business folks, they meet and they discuss, whatever the top 100 projects are there in the pipeline. So the leadership they meet and they make the decision, and then IT teams, the leadership know, like they have maybe 50 IT teams. Okay. So those 50 teams may be able to do like kind of 75 projects during next 6 months. Okay. So based on that, they only pick those seven.
No, so he had a conversation with K. That K was taking
Okay. So that basically IT team only picks up 75 projects out of whatever the number they have, and they prioritize that during that activity when leadership, both IT leadership and the business operation leadership meet. So they prioritize and they discuss basically budget and other what the business need is, and based on that they pick up like maybe 70 to 80 projects out of whatever the number of projects the business operations have. Okay. And then when that that assignment happen, and it is always happening around because many people are doing their job, everybody is doing their job, so it's happening all the time. Okay. So the IT teams will have their projects all the time. There is no time that they will be sitting idle. They will be keep working one project to other. So similarly, like the IT side, they will have their basically delivery pipeline that, these are the number of, maybe 75, 80 or 100 or, 200, the project that IT had promised to deliver. Okay. So they will be ready. And then there are like, you can imagine like 60 or, 50 or 40 based on the how big is the organization, and maybe in hundreds these IT teams are sitting in the IT organization. Okay. And each team has a project manager, a business analyst, developer, QAs, and all those folks that needed to basically execute or deliver any functionality that is needed or requested by the business. Okay. So then the project managers, they are part of project managers organization within the IT. Okay. So so as the project is being assigned to the IT teams, it's usually get assigned to the individual first, and then pass on to other individual, then to pass on to the next individuals, and so on. Okay. So for example, project manager is the first person who start working on any project when it is assigned to a a team. And when the project manager finishes his or her task, the next person who pick up, that is the business analyst. And then the business analyst start working on his or her task. And when that business analyst is done, the project is being sent to system analysis or system designer to design the basically solution designer to design whatever the functionality that is needed. And as the system analyst or system architect create that design, then the development team starts and they start developing the functionality. They start writing the code, and then when the code is done, then QA start testing that functionality. Okay, and when the testing is completed, then it will be ready for users or user representative to test the functionality and gives a final go ahead. Okay, so this is basically like how that is being done within the team. So now let's step back. So first person who will start working on a project is the project manager.
PM.
Right. Okay, project manager. So project manager, now we need to know what is the task that project manager has to do. Okay, so project manager is basically do the project planning. As a first basically business of a project manager, or first responsibility of a project manager. And when we say the project planning, so it means like project manager have to do certain tasks. Okay, and in those planning tasks are basically resource planning. And what that means how many people they need, or what is the basically hardware they need. Okay, how many team members they need for that team based on that project. Okay, and then what the software and hardware means, that the people who will be working, they need laptops. Okay, they need certain softwares on their laptops. So all those needs for those resources, that is planned by the project manager. Okay, and then also preparing a timeline of the project. Okay, that when it will start and when each phase will end. Okay, so preparing the timeline of the project, and then preparing a communication plan, that project manager has to update on the status of the project all the time, that so whom he have to update, and when he have to update according as per project timeline. So he prepare a communication plan. Okay, and these are kind of the main task that the project manager does to hand over the task for the next team member before you know the project manager would hand over the task. And in each basically task, there are documents being created. Okay, so each task of the project, there will be some document created. Okay, as a outcome of that. All right, so how basically then comes the question that if you are working as a project manager, and these are the tasks that you have to do, how you do it. Okay, so resource planning, how you do the resource planning. And resource, you already know that the projects you need what you need basically like QA, you need BA, you need developers. So all that people you need. So what you need to, the plan for that, how many people you need, how many developers you need for this project. Okay. So what you will do, you will pick up this, the project charter, make a little presentation out of that, and then start working with the development managers, BA managers, and the QA managers that, hey, this is the project, this is what they are looking. So how many people you need to do that basically. So business analyst has to do what? Business analysis, business and requirement analysis. And then system analyst does design or system analysis. And then developers or programmers, they are the actual technical folk. They code the features for software. And then QA, they test the features coded. Okay, so these are basically, the folks. So the project manager in the resource planning, they are not like born in the project yet. Okay, they haven't acquired at this when the project manager start, only project manager is working in the project. The BA, QA, others are not yet basically allocated or assigned or hired, whatever the situation based on that project. So project manager start the planning, work with the BA manager, system analyst managers, development manager and QA managers, and ask them the question that, this is the project, how much basically how many resources that you need. And usually they take that information in hours. Like for example, BA manager said, like, I have 500 hours worth of work for one resource, one BA to work on this project. Okay, so project manager and put that like a 500 hour for the BA, and then 300 hour the system analyst manager told, then 300 hour of our this, and the development manager said, like, I need 4 developers, and for that each of them have to work like 500 hour, and I need this .NET developer or whatever the kind, I need these. So the project manager just document that and add that 3 developers each with this one, and then QA manager said, I need 2 QA working full time for this, like this many 600 hours. Okay, and so all those information that project manager put that in the resource plan, and based on that information also create the project timeline. Okay, in the project timeline basically, so in the project, the first project life cycle.
Please, quick question before we move forward.
Sure.
Yeah, so the project manager needs to reach out to the BA, the system analyst, the developer, and the QA to know what they need for their resources, and then put it all together in the resource planning. Is that what it is?
Right. Yep.
Okay.
So the resource planning means like human resource planning. Human resource planning, when you will know how many people are working, then you will know how many laptop you need. Okay. Then you will know, for development, they need different softwares. For, the BA need different software. For, the data or system analyst maybe need a different software. Okay. So the need, the starting of the planning would be first, this project charter that project manager will go on, create a presentation of that, and then working with the those technical leaders to basically document how many people they need. And from there they will calculate like what hardware software need, and then basically prepare a timeline that how that from the starting point to ending point, how the project would be basically done. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, quick question, please. So, does the project manager also get the availability of the PA, system analyst, developer, and QA
Yeah.
doing his
So
resource
right.
planning?
Right. So in the project planning, because that is the first thing is to put down a resource plan and get it like approved, and our usual like kind of a way of doing business. And then definitely when he had like basically timeline put on, and plan completed, then he will share that plan to their managers that, hey, and in there will be as per life cycle that when the development is starting. For example, like if the project is starting, the first analysis phase is starting in August, and for 2 months is like kind of analysis phase. After 2 months the development will start. So that means the BA manager have to provide the resources like in July sometime, so that they will start working in August to complete in 2 months. And similarly, the development have to provide the resources before their basically like development part start. Okay. And similarly, so that certainly, to answer your question, when the project manager will have that timeline and project plan ready, then we'll share with the basically the web development managers. Excuse me. Make sense?
Yes, that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. So it means they all work in different time frames.
Exactly, according to the project timeline. They all work according to the project plan, and project manager prepare the project plan.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And in the basically like project life cycle, the first item is like analysis. Okay. And analysis, first is the business analysis. Basically, business analysis and outcome is basically requirements document. Okay. So BA does the business analysis, and as a outcome create requirement document. Okay. And then system analyst does the system analysis, and at the outcome create a design document. Okay.
Quick question, please.
Mhm.
So the system analyst, does he like work mostly with the software, like telling the project manager how the different softwares are going to be using, or what does the system analyst do?
Okay, that's very good question. So I will hold on your thoughts right there. I will explain to you what the system analysts do. Right now, just focus on what are the phases in the project lifecycle, so that you would be able to understand the timeline of a project. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
And yeah, so all these roles we're gonna explain in very detail. So don't worry, but hold that thought.
Okay. Please, are we going to have this recording?
Yeah, it is being recorded, and I will have that basically this recording shared with you guys. So you will have that for your review, that you would be able to like review and listen that what we have done. So just focus on your basically developing this understanding and questions. Don't worry about writing or anything. You will have that, and you would be able to basically like a review, watch this in a video that whenever you have time after the training.
All right, thank you.
Okay. All right. So basically, like, there is a three main, phases in this, in the basically project life cycle. Okay. And we also sometimes call this project life cycle SDLC, or software development life cycle too. But they're the same thing. So in the project life cycle, the first phase is basically analysis phase. Second is development, or sometimes we also call it implementation. It comes from, like, because sometimes you develop a brand new system, and sometimes you just take like kind of off the shelf solution and implement it. And then third phase is testing, and in the testing comes like system testing, and then user acceptance testing. User acceptance testing. Okay. So basically, this is how the project manager prepare the timeline. Okay. Timeline is prepared around these phases, and these phases are being completed in a sequence. Like in analysis, first will go business analysis, and that will be done by a business analyst. So basically, what the business analyst will do, he will talk to basically stakeholders. These guys ask questions that, what is the problem you're like having, and all those question in detail, because this proposal will be very high level. It will not like, for example, if they are asking for, they may have like, these 5 items will go into for like Black Friday deal. Okay, for the Samsung. So that's what they have written as a requirement over here. But here the BA work with them and document all the details, that how will be the look and feel, what's going to happen. Existing state is this, and future state would be what. So document the whole process, whole, like every step of that, basically, like by discussing with the stakeholders. Okay, and create a detailed document of those requirements, of all nitty-gritty details. And at the end of business analysis, that requirement document is basically the deliverable by the business analyst. Okay, and when the requirement document is complete, requirement analysis is complete, business folks, they sign off that document basically as a last step of completion. And then the next is basically the design, that how the system will fulfill those business needs. Okay, so business need is, they want to make more money by having these items as basically highlighted for Black Friday deals. Okay, so how they will like look and feel, how the system will be made, what will be the design of that. And with this is the system perspective. The business analyst document with the business perspective what the business need is, while the system analyst will talk to basically different system stakeholders and will document what is the system need. Do we need a new software to deliver the these business requirements, or we need to make an enhancement in the existing system? If the enhancement will be made, what it will take. So basically prepare a kind of architecture of or a design for that, basically how it will look like for those requirements that business has given and business analyst has document. And then prepare a document which will be called like a design document. It is also sometimes we call it a system specification document, or just like specification document. So multiple name for the same document. Okay. So now you ask the question that what the system analyst do. System analyst does the system analysis, and what the system analyst take as a input, those requirements that are being basically like documented from the like business side. Make sense?
Yeah.
Any question?
Okay, so okay, I have not a question, but I just want to review myself. Okay, so the project is handed to the IT team, right? And the main lead is the project manager that creates everything, like the timeline of the project, how many months it will take, and everything. And then she'll hot like I mean, they already have a team, so she'll ask her business analyst like how long it will take, what you need and the requirements and stuff like that. And then it comes to like system analyst, right? That gets the work from business analyst, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And then it goes and then it spreads into developers who coded the fields that needs to be done.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, and that goes
Mhm.
back to the QAS to test it if the project, whatever it's given it to them, if it's right or not to present it to the users.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
So that is basically like the analysis, design, and all that are the basically its phases.
Okay.
Yeah. Just one moment. Yes. So let me recap that what we have overviewed today. So today we have discussed that the project is how the project initiation happens, and outcome of initiation is a project request document. That project request is then juggled to the IT and the business leadership. They sit together, they discuss it, and then they prioritize it. IT will pick up, commit to certain number of projects as per their capacity, and then balls comes to the IT side. IT has multiple teams, 50, 60 teams. Then they distribute those projects in among those teams. Okay, and one team mostly has one project at a time, sometime two, depending on how big is the project. Okay, so they distribute the work, and as the work is distributed, which mean that work is assigned to first, like the leader of the team, that is the project manager. Okay, and consider that the how the work is gonna be, like how the team is gonna get together. It's gonna get together sequentially as per basically like the project life cycle. Okay, so the first person who got assigned the project is the project manager, and project manager have to do certain task before the projects can basically, and that task are project called project planning, before the project even can go for basically like execution. Okay, so to do that planning, we discussed that what the project manager does, so role of a project manager. And we discussed what is the do the resource planning, and what the resource planning means, like hardware or software resources, and how they do that. We discussed that they talk to the stakeholders for the business analysis, the business analysis analyst managers, or system analyst managers, or development managers. They talk to them, ask them the question, hey, this is the project, how many number of hours you need, and how many resources you need. They document it, and based on that data, they prepare the project timeline. And to prepare the project timeline, they prepare around the project life cycle. For analysis, for example, they put like the BA work is like for 2 months. So from say from January to end of February, the BA work is. Then 1 month system design from February, March to end of March, the system design, and then from April 1st to next 3 months, April, May, June will be the development, and in the July, August will be testing, and
Application.
yeah. So this is like how that's what I'm describing in the
Yeah.
timeline. So this is how they will prepare the timeline, and also they will prepare a kind of communication plan, which just mean that for each phase they need to update the basically status of the project and how things are going, and many other things like project risks and all that stuff, what the team discovered and all. So that goes under communication plan. Okay,
Okay.
so that's what we discussed
We did today.
today. Yes.
Okay, so that means the BA and the developers, the tester, everybody reports to the PM so he can be able to do the communication plan at the end of the day.
No. So that is a wrong understanding. So when they prepare the communication is plan is basically like project manager is responsible for planning and
Yeah.
smooth delivery of the project. He doesn't
Okay.
have to do the project. He doesn't have to do the analysis job or development job or testing job. His job is just to plan the project, prepare that timeline, and then make sure that everything happening according to the timeline. And if there is anything like going wrong, then report it to basically stakeholders or report it to the leadership that, hey, we found team found this, or it will have this impact, and then resolve that basically like issue or
Yeah,
that risk. So before even the BA is there, they all a project manager already have these document being created.
okay.
Make sense?
So my question is the BA, right? When the BA is working or getting their requirement stuff done, if anything goes wrong, who do they report to? I
So
mean, the BA.
BA has his own timeline. For example,
Okay.
as I told you, like January 1st to end of February, that is the BA timeline. So everything he have to does within that timeline. If anything will happen, he will let the project manager know that, hey,
Okay, yeah.
I'm not like able to get the meeting set. I know I'm not do this reason, and he like as a because his job is to make sure that within that 2 months, it has happened. The BA will
Yeah.
plan that it should happen like within 1.5 months, so have like a 15 days wiggle room. And if BA feels like at any point of time that that 1.5 month mark is in jeopardy, he will inform the project manager, and then project manager take it as a like a risk and start meeting. So all those like things that certainly happen, we will discuss that in more detail, but today I just wanted to you guys to have basically understanding that how the flow will come, that when the project is initiated, and what is the team when IT team mean, and who is the first person who start on working on the project and what they do and how they do it. So basically project manager role, that was basically like what we have discussed today.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, I will like end this conversation here, and tomorrow we will start it from there.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Dr. Saad.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Bye for now.
Thank you so much.
All right. Bye.